Howdy, Possum Patty and Little Miss Titi here. Yeah, she missed me. Mr. Possum and I were out on a big adventure today. Well, between the severe thunderstorm at 4 o'clock this morning and the tornado watch that were under 4 o'clock this afternoon, we drove down to the shore and hopped on a catamaran and took a grand tour of 8 different lighthouses. What a lovely afternoon between all those storms and bad weather, yes, but lots of videos on that coming up. But right now, I've got an interesting project going on over here. Yes, I do. Yeah, she missed me. Oh, yes, let's do a fiber and fabric update. Come on along. First of all, as you can see, I am working on the simple wooden loom that I got from New Craft Day, and I'm going to be assembling that together and trying it out. But, well, I had to put some glue on it, so let's get back to this in a moment. I'm just going to put this aside for now. As you can see, I've been working on my Knitting Nancy. This is also called French knitting, yes. And I wanted to try it out. It works really well, but there's a secret I want to show you. So I need to cast off to show you this. So last time in the last video, I'll link it below, I showed you how to cast on. So this time I'll show you how to cast off. And you just cut your yarn. Grab some scissors here. Trying to do everything with a snuggly cat in my lap here. Okay, now you're going to just hold that yarn down. And you can do this with your fingers or with your tool. And what you're going to do is take one of the loops off and put it on the one next to it. Like that. Okay, pull your thread. Okay, you're going to take the loop that's on the bottom and just pull it off. Take this loop and put it on the next one. You might have to tug at the bottom a little bit. Take the one on the bottom, put it over. Take this one, put it on this one over here. Take that off, like that. And now you just have one loop left. And you're going to take that off and you're going to take your yarn and put it through this last loop. Like that, and pull it tight. And it is off. And there you have it. Very simple. Simple to get started, simple to do, simple to end. Now, what did I want to show you besides casting off? And that is, you may have remembered that in the very first video I did when I was casting on and trying to get this started, there was a little snag inside. Yes, so what I had to do is I took all the yarn off, and Mr. Possum gave me this round file and put it inside like this and just smoothed it out a little bit. And now it is beautiful. Yes, there was a little piece of rough wood. Now this is a real wooden, old-fashioned Knitting Nancy. So, as with anything that's made from a natural product, you might get a variation in the wood. So there must have been a little knot or a little snag or something inside there that didn't get, painted over or sanded down. So just with a little tool or something. Went like this and it came right off. And now it's very smooth, no problem. So I am going to start this up again and do another rope. And I'm going to make something out of these. I saw somebody made these flowers, which were really cute. I'm going to have to look again and see how they did it. Or you can put it together just like this. Oh, you know what? I might do this, right? And then make one with a different color. Make something out of that. Does not look cool. It's very soft too. All right, we'll make something out of this, but I'm going to start another one. I just wanted to demonstrate what to do if you get a little snag. No problem. Smooth it out and go on to your next project. All right, so that is the Knitting Nancy. And again, I'll link below how I started this. And now you know how to take it off. You probably weren't waiting for me to show you that, were you? I don't think so. Okay, so we'll start another one. Well, maybe another day I'll do a video from beginning to end showing casting on, knitting, and casting off. But right now, let's see, what else do I have? Okay, fiber and fabric. So that was some fibers. Now how about some fabric? I just did a video, I know, on some new Dollar Tree fabrics. And I got these. These I got the last time, these tropical ones. Well, we popped into a different Dollar Tree today on our way down to our big adventure. Yes, we left a little early. And I found something that matches this one, which I believe goes with these tropical pieces anyway. So I wanted to open it up and look at it. And it is words. And it says fruit. We love juice. Natural and fresh. Melon, one seed at a time. Sunshine, squeezed. Pure, zesty, pineapple, zesty citrus. But as you can see, the style of the letters and the colors, how this definitely goes with this, okay? Yes, so these two go together. Now I'm thinking, I wonder if there's a piece with some pineapples on it and some other citrus. Oh, I do have the orange one, but that doesn't go with this at all, does it? No. But this definitely goes with this. Okay, if you've seen any other pieces to this set, just let me know and I'll be on the lookout. And then I found this one and I got it. So then I had to get these two that went with it. And I found the other two today. I found the one with the rainbow. Oh, TT's getting down. I found the one with the rainbow and the clouds. I love the colors on this. And these are the same colors as in the bangs on the unicorn and in the pink and blue. And then I've got the other one too, the one with the gold stars on it. And these will definitely go in my new fairy journal. This can be like a fabric flip. This can be like, make some ruffles for the side of the page. This could be a beautiful pocket. All kinds of things I can do. Okay, so that's my fabric update. Yes, I found more fabric. So I think I have this set complete. These, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I'm working on this. See, I thought that went with that, but I don't know. There's no pineapple, so we'll see. I'll keep my eye out. All right, let's give the loom another minute to dry. Oh, so let's check on my cross stitching. I took this to the beach with me. Yes, I did. And I pulled it out and I did a couple of stitches. Well, you know, I was kind of walking around and looking at rocks and doing different things, but I did do some stitches here. I know they're hard to see, but you can see on the back that I did, this is still attached, that I did do some of the blues there. I think it was actually 3 different color blues on the face of the dragon there. So I had a question for all you cross stitchers out there, and I know there's a few. This is my very first time. This kit said beginning cross stitching, and when I opened it up, I was like, what? What? Yeah, it looks impossible to me, but I figured, I'll just start in and do it because that's how I am. And I started on the face of the dragon, and then I'll work my way out. I'm not sure if that's how you do it. I didn't watch any videos, but I got into a pattern and I'm like, well, it probably looks best if you always do your stitches in the same direction. So I did that there. It looks pretty good. But then, because you see how these are like so far away from each other, do you just, you know, like do a stitch and then jump over and do those and then jump over there and jump over there? Is that how you do it? You just jump with your thread, or are you supposed to tie it off and start again? Yeah, if you do cross stitching, just let me know, because like I said, this is my first one. And I got into a rhythm with doing the stitches. I think right here, as you can see, I did them all the right way. I didn't do all of them the right way, but this row right here, I did the right way. But then I got up here and the stitches were all in different places, and I just jumped from one to the other. And so I just want to know if that's, you know, if that's the right way to do it. And I haven't taken this apart yet, and I am definitely going to take it apart before I go back to the beach, I think. I'm going to take this all apart, and yes, I'm going to pull all these stitches out, and I'm going to take the bag off, and I'm going to use the cross stitch canvas and a journal cover. So I'm going to take all this off. So I have to do this yet. Oh, so I pulled this out at the beach, yes, and I showed it to Mr. Possum, what I was working on. And I showed him this, and he wanted to know how I was doing it. I said, well, I have a code on the paper, and here's the paper. And I showed him the paper because I took it with me. And I said, well, this is the painting. I said, this is not what it's going to look like, but this is the painting. The cross stitch that I'm doing. It's going to be a dragon. And then I showed him, you know, the diagram, but this is stamped. And then I showed him, I said, well, I'm going to do a green arrow. So I looked for the green arrow. TT got down and now she's playing 3766. So I find that thread, and then I put little X's and all these little, you know, green arrows. And I said, that's all you have to do. So he's like, oh, you're never going to finish that. He said, that is huge. He says, you got to do that for all those little tiny things. I'm like, yes, I do. Okay. He said, oh, you don't have time to do that. And I'm like, well, you know, sometimes you just have to sit and relax. I did a little bit in the car. Yeah. So some of the stitches aren't so great, right? And some at the beach, and I could do some watching TV, or, you know, on a nice day, go sit outside for a few minutes and do little cross stitching. I said, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. No problem. He said, oh, that's going to take you forever. You'll never get that done. TT playing. I said, well, you know, it did take me like, 3 years to do this slow stitch journal. And yes, it took me years to do this, and it was a lot of work. I did all the sewing and beads and stitches and designs and painting and appliques, and I have a whole, playlist on this slow stitch journal if you haven't seen it. And I even have gifted fabric in here, and I have something from my mother and something from friends, and I did holidays and winter and Christmas, and I did a painting, and I did silly things too, and Easter and little bunnies. Lots of bunnies, I guess. Yeah, lots of bunnies. Magical unicorn there. I did a little button tree at the end. That was silly. Okay, yeah. So I made this journal quite a while ago, and I finally got it out, and I turned it into a slow stitch journal. And I just took it with me and worked on it, you know, for like a couple of years. Yeah, took me quite a while to do this. And yeah, so if that takes me a while to do, then it takes me a while to do. She's making all kinds of silly noise. Let me check on her. I think she just has her toy. Well, after I finished my first slow stitch journal, I decided to do a sketch and stitch journal. This was also a Vera Bradley journal. It's upside down. And what I did was I made a bunch of pages from felt. I did have like a big Dollar Tree felt haul that I did. And the first page I did was about the ferns at Psyche Bottom and the dragonflies. And then I said I'd work on a big mushroom. So it's not done yet. And I'm putting in all these white lumpy French knots to look like the little white bits on the fly agaric mushrooms. I might put a little more red in the background. After I finish this side, I've got to do underneath and the stem, and then I'm going to do something. I might do a word or something around in this space too. So this is the second page. Oh my, it's the morning dove o'clock already because, yeah, late today because we were out. So this is my sketch. I sketch it with fabric markers, and then I stitch on it. So my sketch and stitch journal. This was my idea for the second journal for slow stitching. Now slow stitching is just like embroidery, but no hoop, no patterns, no counting. Yeah, it's just like freestyle stitching. As loose and as wonky as you want to make it. It's slow stitching is to embroidery like junk journaling is to scrapbooking. Yeah. So if scrapbooking wasn't really your thing, but you love junk journaling, and if embroidery wasn't really your thing, but then you'll love slow stitching. Okay. Same idea. It's all about the process, and don't worry about the product. Yes. Oh, I put a little pink flower down there, practicing my little daisy stitches or whatever they're called. Don't need to know the names when you are slow stitching, no. But then I got a beautiful fabric haul from Joe in Pennsylvania. Howdy, Joe. And I also have all that Dollar Tree fabric. Well, my sister gave me my mother's old Vera Bradley pocketbook, so I can make another Vera Bradley journal and turn it into another slow stitch journal. And I'm thinking, I love this design, and I'm going to cut it here and then use this for the spine. I might cut that down a little bit, we'll see. And then I'll use this for the other side. And it even has, oh look, it has a little pouch with it. I can put this in a pocket inside. I can put that right there. And put like little threads and needles and things in there while I'm working on my journal. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I know. I always get ideas once I start looking at something. All right, so I'll make a video on deconstructing this and making a journal out of it. As you can see, this was Vera Bradley too. So that's my update on slow stitching in Vera Bradley. And now, is there anything else that I'm working on? I think that is it. Well, that's enough, right? So now we're doing the loom. Now with the little loom, and again, I'll link these products below. They're from New Craft Day. Well, these are just dovetailed in there, as you can see. It comes in separate pieces, and all you have to do, easy enough to say, right? All you have to do is push this piece into this little slot there. Well, it should be easy, but the wood was just a little slightly larger. It was a tight fit to get it in there, yes. So, of course, you know, I'm like, I can get it in there. And I pushed really, really hard. And I knocked the end piece off over here. So, no problem. I took a little Fabri-Tac glue and I glued this little square here back on. I put a little glue there, pushed it in, no problem. Then I did this side. Guess what? I did the same thing to this side. I pushed it in there really hard and this little piece popped off. No problem. Put some glue on it. Put it all back together. Well, now it took me twice to learn my lesson, right? Third time, did I break them? No. Third and fourth time, they're perfectly fine. So I just took a little piece of sandpaper. Yes, and I just went a little bit, you know, on that piece, kind of like this, you know. Just went a little bit like this. Smoothed it off. Narrowed it down a little bit. And then I pushed it in there, no problem, didn't break anything. Yes, I told Mr. Possum I was going to do this myself, and of course, I broke the first one, I broke the second one. But the third and fourth were fine. Now I'm an expert, right? If you break it twice, I think, and you got it your third time, now you are an expert. Okay, I believe the next step is to put the string on. And I don't know all the proper words for weaving, but I'm going to learn them. I know the things going in this direction have a different name than the things going in that direction. I know that. I just can't remember what they are. I'll look them up. I'll look them up. And I think all you do is like tie this to start. So we're going to learn casting on and weaving. And then when we need to, we'll learn how to take it off. Because, you know, don't want to learn that now. Because I'll forget it by the time I need to take it off. Okay, so I think all you have to do, correct me if I'm wrong here, is, yeah, go back and forth. Oh, remember those little metal looms? And yeah, we had those little loops, and you put the little loops on, and you should probably put this tight, I would think. Now this did come with some string. It came with some white string. It came with some yarn. But I have this crochet thread, and I've got a couple of these rolls, probably 6 of them that I bought at the flea market. And I was like, ooh, I should probably start using up some of these. I've had them for a while. I'm thinking this has to be tight. That's what I'm thinking. Am I thinking correctly? I'm thinking it should be tight. If it's not, I'm learning. So I don't expect perfection. I expect learning to happen. And you just go back and forth. Okay, now I'm thinking that I just need to tie this. Well, it didn't use very much at all. Look at all this. And I got a ton of that too from the flea market. Just been sitting down in the magical basement. Okay. Is one not good? Will that come undone? I don't know. We shall see. Okay. So that is done. Now, this part you turn to lift the different threads. Okay, if you had like a pedal loom, when you hit the pedal, it would turn the thing, but we don't have a pedal loom. I love figuring things out. Yes, I get a great joy out of not knowing how to do something and not having anybody here tell me how to do it and no instructions and just figuring it out for myself. Yes, I love that. Okay, I just figured this out. I turned the camera off and I figured it out. Instead of going in and out, which did absolutely nothing, okay, take the straight edge and just slip it under all the strings like this. I figured this out all by myself, okay? Now, you're going to turn it, and every other string should be fitting into those first notches. So that'll go there, okay? So now, see, I can put this through here like this, okay? Then you take it like this, and then I'll bring it back. And then you just turn it back over here, and then you turn it this way, and you turn it that way. So every other string is getting lifted when it's supposed to be. Make sure your strings are in there. Okay, you could probably bring it a little closer to where you're going to work. Okay, so that's all set. Now this piece is to push everything tight down this way. And I'll learn the names of all these things, yes. So this pushes everything down. I've watched people do this, yes. So this is another roll of yarn that I got from New Craft Day. And I thought I would just take a piece and, oh, how do you start it? I guess I could have looked this all up somewhere. How do I start this? Well, I'm just going to tie it over here. You can tell me below if you're a weaver how you start this. I'm just going to anchor it down here for now, okay? This might be all wrong. I'm not here to show you how to do this, mind you. I'm here to figure it out. So I just anchored it down because I'm not sure what to do with it, okay? And I'm just going to take some of this, and I know you, isn't this fun watching me trying to figure something out? I love doing this. I love trying to figure things out. Oh, you know what? Okay. I have an idea. We'll get to weaving in a minute. I wonder if you're supposed to tie it to the string and not the wood. Okay, I'm going to put this on here first. Okay, I'm going to put some on here. Just going to wind this around. Okay. And now I'm going to cut it. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to knot it to the string because the string is going to be a part of the piece when you're done. Maybe I'll leave a tail here. I'll leave a little tail. I gotta move my rocks to make sure I'm in frame here. Okay. All right, so I just put a little knot there. Simple knot, left a tail because I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay. Now, I bring this a little closer. And this has to go in here like this. Now I put a lot of yarn on there. Okay. There. Okay, and then you take that and you push it down. All right, now we're going to turn this that way. And we're just going to put it back through. What does this have to do with journaling? Well, you know, I came up with a list of, make sure all the strings are in the grooves. Gotta be in the groove. Gotta be in the groove. 20 different ways that I was making journaling covers. And I decided that I would weave a journal cover. I'm going to knit a journal cover. I'm going to knit a journal cover, and I'm going to weave a journal cover. Yes. All right, now I got to roll this back like this. When you get to the end, make sure you're going under the string that's here. Like, don't start here. You want to grab that last string. So if it goes around the last string, then you'll know you're doing it correctly. So you want it to be around the last string there. Now my other idea was to do a nature weaving with some natural fibers, like from the yucca plant or something, for a nature journaling project. And I'm sure there's lots more ideas. See, I'm getting better at this already, right? I'm getting better already. I find this fascinating. I always wanted to do this. All right, well, I can sit here and play. So I have weaving, I have knitting, and these are from New Craft Day. I will link these below. I have my new Dollar Tree fabrics to add on to my sets, and I'm going to be using the fabric to make a new slow stitch journal from my mom's old Vera Bradley pocketbook. Stay tuned for that. And I gave you an update on my sketch and stitch. I do all this in the car. Yes, I do all this in the car or at the beach or outside. And also my cross stitch, which is is started and is coming along, and I have ideas for that. So I know this is a lot. Yes, it's a lot, but you know, I love to have my hands busy when I'm just riding in the car. Mr. Possum likes to drive, and I sit there, and you know, we go to the same places over and over again, like to music lesson, which is over in Rhode Island. I just bring this along and do a little. And then if I have an appointment or, you know, watching TV or just relaxing, I like to do something with my hands. Good for your mind, I think. Keep your mind occupied, keep your hands busy, right? So lots of projects to work on. I'm just having fun. And thanks for letting me share this fiber and fabric update with you. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. When in doubt, play dead. Life advice from an unexpected source. Be on the lookout for hidden treasures. The universe is bountiful. Found one.